let's talk about touch, our most efficient regulator. Hi, I'm Dr. Catalina, and this week's episode of Sex Marks the Spot, I want to talk to you guys more about touch and what the power of touch does to our body, both touch from others as well as ourselves, and how it serves to actually regulate our bodies, but then also how we can expand our energy from touch. So first, one of the things that we have learned is that as humans, as mammals, touch serves as a way to protect, sends signals of safety. So when we're thinking about stress and distress and our bodies being tensed, all of that is because our body is trying to protect itself, okay? So think about what happens to our bodies when we're actually stressed, okay? Your heart rate tends to increase, your muscles tense, everything tries to get smaller, okay? That's your body's natural defenses, it's natural protection. So what it's looking for, again, remember in one of my earlier videos about polyvagal theory, I talk about the three systems of our body that actually is its automatic ways of protecting itself. The first system, as mammals and as social beings, our body wants to socially engage. So touch is a form of social engagement. When we receive touch from others, that actually is an opportunity for our nervous systems to get regulated by others. We've shown, different studies in humans as well as other animals have shown that purely by being touched by another person, heart rate decreases, cortisol levels decrease, oxytocin increases. Again, oxytocin is the chemicals in your body that actually make you feel secure and loved and connected. All of those things happen purely by touch. And when you think about relationships, the one thing we know is that this touch happens within a context. And this is the thing that actually where humans tend to really kind of mess up a lot of our automatic built makeup, where because humans have the ability to actually stay in dangerous situations, what our bodies begin to do is actually get confused. And it tends to think all touch, if there's any type of trauma or episode where touch no longer felt safe, particularly in the context of any type of physical or sexual abuse, our brain immediately begins to learn touch bad. And it's going to, again, withdraw. So one of the things that we want to do when we're thinking about touch is begin to teach our bodies that touch is safe and positive, okay? So one of the things that I recommend couples to begin to do is actually begin to just touch each other's hands. Studies have shown that purely by couples who hold hands, or when a couple is one person of the partner, of the dyad, is actually expressing some distress or sadness or fear, purely by a partner touching their hand, actually we know that that actually immediately decreases their arousal. They immediately will feel a bit more safe. And we know that that can actually be conditioned over time so that individuals become more and more comfortable with touch. And that's where we can lean in on the relationship to actually support our partners by using touch. And again, this is not just sexual touch. This is purely grabbing someone's hand. or putting your hand on their shoulder, okay? Again, non-sexual touch is another way of responding and showing that responsiveness, holding space for that person to tell them that you feel and hear their emotions. That fosters a sense of safety. And in safety, we can then feel connected to ourselves and connected to others. Moreover, our bodies don't have to keep on chugging. They can actually sit down, calm, and use that, conserve that energy to fight other battles rather than feeling like your body has to protect itself constantly, okay? So when we think about touch, we also know that that touch certainly actually, while regulating our body, can come from others, but also ourselves. So one of the things that I tell clients when they're feeling aroused or stressed is to put your hand on your heart. And immediately, by placing your hand on your heart, preferably skin to skin, you immediately are feeling your heart rate. You're noticing your chest expanding, and you can apply some pressure so that you can actually begin to self-soothe, self-cuddle. We know that that is also a very efficient way to regulate our nervous systems and to make our body feel safe. So both touch from a partner and to yourself, those are both ways to efficiently regulate your body, reduce your arousal, and make your body feel safe. Now let's bring this more into the bedroom, where May is Masturbation Month. And so I want us to talk about how we can lean in on touch in how we, in the stages before we get to intercourse with our partners, but then absolutely in our self-pleasure. Beginning by gentle touch and using touch actually as almost a body scan to check in with your partner so that by touching them in different places throughout their body, what you're doing is actually cueing their focus so that they can begin to connect and assess where in their body they're feeling any pressure, any tension. They can release that pressure. What you're also doing is doing your own assessment as far as what feels good, what doesn't. Where's their body at? You're using touch as an assessment and a means of connecting, and also laying the framework to gradually get their body more and more relaxed. When we're thinking about our sexuality and harnessing our sexual energy, one of the things it really needs is relaxation and this sense of safety. So by gradually using touch, again, it doesn't even have to be massage, but literally just touching gently over the skin, but being very mindful of how you're doing it, starting from the head, going through your arms, going through different body parts. Again, doing somewhat of a body scan. Doing that with your partner absolutely can prepare the stage so that you can gradually introduce that sexual connection. Now, particularly during Masturbation Month, in your self-pleasure, you can absolutely do the same thing. When we think of self-pleasure, we often just get in there and go. Now remember, you can start off with a body scan. Start touching yourself gently. Self-soothe your body first using touch to connect with yourself, and then explore your sexuality, express it, harness that energy. And then what you see is immunity improves, cortisol levels decrease, muscle tensions decrease, overall well-being improves. So I hope that you guys will try some of these self-touch and touching your partner exercises to connect and be with yourselves. So if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube or follow me on Instagram, and feel free to reach out with any questions. Have a juicy week, guys. Stay safe and healthy. Cheers.